Hey there, everybody, and welcome to a very special rock and roll edition of Dan and Frankie's Major Look. Well, it's Dan and Frankie Go to Hollywood, but it's Major
Yeah,
Look.
you confused
Yeah,
me then.
I confused everybody, including myself, which is not difficult to do, let me tell you right now. So, in case you're wondering, my name is Dan.
And I'm Frankie.
Yeah, well, you definitely are this time. In joke, never mind.
Yeah,
And
and we're doing a nighttime recording again,
we
just to
are with, oh
be
my
different.
goodness. Yep, it is
Yeah.
like it is 2 in the morning. That's how dedicated we
Well,
are.
luckily it's not because I would struggle to talk about movies at
Well, it
2
might be
a.m.
somewhere in the world.
I
I don't
can't.
know.
Yeah, but it's not now here
Yeah,
for
well, not
us.
here. No, that's right. I
Yes.
just completely made that up because I'm full of shit.
Yes.
But the
Yes.
reason why this is a very special edition. Okay, so brief backstory. One of the many things that Frankie and I have in common, something that we have shared ever since we first met, is our mutual love of music.
Yeah, you
Um,
jumped ahead.
I jumped ahead.
I'm just gonna say for anyone who maybe hasn't watched an episode like this before, this is the episode where we get to pick a film and make the other person watch it.
Well, no, I didn't jump ahead. I was going to get to that.
Well, but you started talking about music.
Yeah, I know. Like, just hear me
All
out.
right,
Hear me out.
okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
yes, Frankie and I have a massive love of music ever since I was born, basically. Like music has been a massive part of my life. I'm assuming it was the same for you.
Yeah, my
Like
parents were big into music, so I grew up listening all the time.
same, yeah. Then the 90s happened. I actually was in the music thing, like playing the little instruments and getting up on the stage and singing the songs and playing along and stuff. And basically, yes, I'm a musician.
And I was a
Um,
teen in the 90s, so I was starting to develop my own awesome taste.
exactly. And you have dabbled in the musical instrument playing. Like you've got a number of very
Not one
ex
that I play with my hand that high.
like this little ding 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 ding.
Yes, just
Yeah,
like lots of things, I do a little bit, but I struggle to keep going. So
yeah, yeah.
I can't say I play an instrument, but yes, I dabble.
But let me put it this way. Frankie owns a violin. How many of you people out there listening to this podcast can
Actually,
claim to own a violin?
I also have a two guitars, three guitars,
Three guitars, a
one
piano,
acoustic,
yeah,
but
two really nice electrics.
yeah, I have a Gretsch, and pretty
Yeah,
much just because I wanted a Gretsch,
yeah, yeah.
I can't play a Gretsch, but I love how
Hmm,
they sound, so it's there ready when I can go.
exactly. So yeah, look, what I'm trying to say is we're really big into music. So for tonight's edition of Made You Look, which is, see, this is now where we get
Yeah.
into what Made You Look is.
Okay.
Um, our thing where Frankie and I give each other a movie that the other person hasn't seen before, that we're just like, what are you doing with your life? You need to watch this movie. I am going to force it upon you with consent, of course. And so yeah, and so we've done that tonight. We've picked a couple of movies for each other to watch. What have
And
you
you were very sneaky in giving me what is pretty much a concert rather than a film.
is it though? I mean,
Yes.
we'll get into that.
I'm
Um, yeah, so and
not saying
yeah,
that's
okay.
a bad thing, but I was just watching it going, I could have given you like a Muse concert and you could have just watched that and seen
Well,
why
no,
so
because
many people think it's the best ever live
it
band.
doesn't have a movie integrated into it.
Yeah, but I mean, you
Um,
can barely call that a movie.
I will, and we will get to that. So yeah, so I was watching a Watch Mojo video of the 30 greatest guitar riffs of all time, and in the top five, I think it was, they had Metallica's Master of Puppets. Now, because there was no music video for that song, they showed clips from the movie Metallica Through the Never, which is a movie that I cannot quantify in words how much I love that movie. The first time I ever saw it, I watched it 3 times in the one week. I think twice in one day, and then a couple of days later, I was just so blown away by this thing. So yeah, I was like, oh, Frankie hasn't seen that, and I really want her to see that. So I gave you that one, and in turn, what did you give me, and
I
why?
gave you, ladies and gentlemen, the Fabulous Stains because it's fun, it's got a bit of a punk vibe and a few punk guys.
Oh yeah.
that I knew you were fans of. So I thought it would be a good one
Yeah.
for you to watch. And I love that I got a message from you because even though I had mentioned it when I first watched the movie,
Oopsies.
you
Oh, look,
yeah,
I
forgot. And
mean,
so
yeah.
it was pretty fun how you excitedly messaged me when their names came up in the
I
opening
know, because yeah,
credits.
as soon as Paul Cook and Steve Jones, who were the drummer and guitarist from the Sex Pistols,
Oh,
came up on
jumping ahead.
screen, I think I actually let out a little audible gasp or something, and had to take a photo of the screen and send it to you because, holy shit, yeah, wow, that was such a treat. But anyway, so yeah, you gave me that movie, and that is the one that we are going to be discussing first. So. How about you tell the good people out there what this movie is about and when it's from and who's in it and all of those details?
Oh, wow, you're putting me on the spot.
Well, not really.
Yes, you are,
Well, you gave
because
me this movie, so it's
I
only
know, but
fair
I
that
didn't realize I had to take note of the year it came out and all that stuff. And
1982.
well, why don't you do it then?
All right, fine. So this is a movie from 1982, directed by Lou Adler, who wasn't actually a filmmaker. This guy was involved in the music industry, funnily enough. So it stars Diane Lane, is the main character, well, not character, main actress in it. You've also got Laura Dern, and I mean, they're probably the only two really recognizable people in it. Apparently, Brent Spiner is in this movie, but I didn't notice where he was. But anyway. And yeah, it's essentially, well, I'll read you the letterbox thing. Corinne Burns retreats far into plans for her band, The Fabulous Stains, after her mother's death. Wow, that is so fucking vague.
And that's not really, yeah, that's a strange way to
Yeah,
describe
so
it.
anyway, well, all right, you describe this movie from the bottom of your heart
Well, I
in
thought we would just talk about it. I'm
well,
not good at giving an
all
overview
right,
of
we
whole.
can do that.
Basically, it's yeah, girl starts she gets oh God, I can't even speak now. She ends up on TV for something and kind of her comments take off. And so the news people come back to interview her because they got so many letters. And she talks about her band and then decides to go ahead. She's in the band with her sister and her cousin, and they somehow managed to end up on this tour with a UK punk
Hmm.
band and some old, like, glam rocker types. And yeah, things take off because of
Oh
what
yeah.
she decides to wear and her hair and what she says. And
Hmm.
it kind of is like a big rise before the big fall.
Yes, yes, it is. Yeah, so this movie, yeah, was essentially one of those things where it's a commentary on the way that, you know, uh fans of musical artists or, any sort of celebrity really go out of the way to imitate and just, follow fanatically, which was, yeah, really fascinating stuff. I straight away, like as soon as I saw Diane Lane on screen, because by my calculations, she was 17 when she did this film. Um,
Well, I read a thing she was 15.
the Oh, well, it depends when they made the movie because she was born in 65 and the movie came out in 82. So, but either way, as soon as she came on screen, I kind of forgot she was in it for a moment. I was like, why is Julia Stiles in this movie? How much does she look like Julia Stiles? Like, it is ridiculous how much she looked like her. Yeah, which the through the entire runtime of this film, I'm not kidding. I just kept thinking to myself, "Fuck, she looks like Julia." Yeah, so that was pretty crazy. But yeah, it was like, oh man, it was weird, like seeing her that freaking young.
And Laura
Um,
Dern as well. I think it was
exactly. Yeah,
both
yeah.
of them. I think it was their first movie.
Oh, okay, right, right. Wow. So yeah, there was so many things I really enjoyed about this film. I loved the whole punk vibe. I love the fact that they had all these actual musicians in roles, including
Yeah, it's weird because I
someone from the
knew
Clash
the
as well.
yeah, I knew the two guys from Sex Pistols were in it, and then
Oh
I
yeah.
was like, oh, who's the bass player? Did they get someone else, or is he just an actor like Ray
Hmm.
Winstone? And then I looked it up and went, oh, it's from the Clash.
Yeah, yeah, right. I love like the first time you hear them perform, like you could tell it was them playing because it just had such a signature Sex Pistols guitar sort of sound. Like, yeah, I was just giddy with glee over any time they were on screen, and there was a fair bit of time with them on screen as well. I
Yeah,
thought,
they weren't just like cameo things. They were
yeah, they
like
were
the band
actually
members
roles in
throughout
the
the
film.
film doing saying things and yeah,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
were pretty fun. It was weird also seeing Ray Winstone so young because I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
I don't know if I have seen him that young.
Yeah, holy shit. Well, apart from the two guys from the Pistols, I really hadn't seen anyone that young.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy. It's sort of weird that, like, okay, so if Diane Lane was 17 or 15 or anything like that, like, it was kind of a rather bold role though. Like, I mean, there
Hmm.
was a shower scene where um she was totally naked in that, and I kind of
Yeah.
felt a bit weird watching that because I didn't know how old she was, but I could tell she was like super young, and yeah, it was like, yeah, that's a little controversial, but anyway, and then of course, like actually, like has sex with a guy in the shower, but yeah, anyway, weird. Yeah, yeah, but the whole
Okay, but
commentary,
to go back to
mm,
the band, since we were talking about
yeah,
them,
yeah.
that happens pretty because it's basically she's at this club that I'm not sure what it doesn't explain much, this movie. You
Hmm.
just kind of go with it. But she's at
Yeah.
this club and the band is called the Looters and they um are playing and it feels like it's sort of her because they don't show the band playing on TV, her band.
Hmm.
And so when she sees the band, it almost feels like she's discovering this type of music. The way
Hmm.
she reacts in the crowd and she starts getting really into it. I actually really like that song. So
Yeah.
I was like into the band as soon as like they started playing and stuff. And I
Oh,
like
the
I like that they
music was
just
great.
kind of played the whole song too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I thought a lot of the music was great, and I did find it so interesting though that the Fabulous Stains don't have a drummer. I like that it was a
mm,
guitar, a bass, and vocals, and that was it. Like that caught me off guard. I was, when they first started playing, I was kind of like, this doesn't sound right. But then I thought,
mhm.
okay, like, it is what it's meant to be, but um even though that first time, like, they didn't really get to play all that long because of course, like, yeah, yeah, like, I mean, that was another theme as well, the whole sort of misogyny angle as well, which I really dug in this film. Yeah, there was a lot of themes going on in
Mm.
this movie, which yeah, certain people would really love. Uh, people who love themes. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, but yeah, what you said about how things just kind of happen, like that was the biggest drawback for me in this movie, and it actually sort of deteriorated my enjoyment of the film a little bit, was that everything happened so fast. I mean, what the runtime of this film was 87 minutes. Man, I honestly I could have watched like a 2 hour, 2.5 hour director's cut of this film that, had more. Like
Well, there
yeah.
was a lot of controversy around the film.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The original writer actually got her name removed
Oh, is that right?
because she didn't want to be associated with it. I can't remember the
Oh.
details now of what happened.
Hmm.
If I had more time or thought about it earlier, I would have watched because I've got the imprint edition that has two commentaries, one with the director and one with Diane Lane and Laura Dern.
Oh, okay,
So I
right.
thought that
Oh,
would be
cool.
interesting. And there's a few like video essays and things. But I
Hmm.
actually found out about this film for a podcast. And so I wanted to watch it to listen to the podcast. And they talked about it
Right.
a lot on there. But that was a long time ago. So I don't remember the details. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it was a bit of a thing. So I don't know if, you know, there should have been more to the story or what the
Hmm.
original sort of stuff was.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah,
But I mean,
I
I guess it's
mm,
the kind of movie where you don't watch it for the like plot and everything because there's stuff with
mm.
it, but it's just kind of fun to
Oh yeah, no, it
hang
was,
out in.
and I loved, like I said, all of the commentary and everything. I thought was really
Mm.
really well done. But yeah, it was just sort of like,
It's
oh
very
man,
superficial. It's just like hit the points without
yeah, like
fleshing out the story a lot.
everything just happened too quickly for my liking. Like, all of a sudden,
Although that said, it's kind of like the modern thing now of stuff going viral on the internet. Like it's not like people copying it, but the way
mm,
things go round and people suddenly become famous
yeah,
for
yeah.
this random thing.
Like all of a sudden, Corinne, played by Diane Lane, like, she is just suddenly like, mega famous, and all these legions of fans are turning up dressed as her and all this sort of stuff. And it's sort of like, wow, fuck, that happened really quickly. And then also, I kind of felt that I forget the guy's name, the guy that, she pissed off and everything. Like when he sort of turns around and says to all the fans, because like they're the support band now, and
Hmm.
he's just, getting booed off stage. But, he just says to them, like, oh, all the money that you spend on all the merchandise is going to her pocket and stuff. And like, then all of a sudden her fans just turn on her. And it's all like, really? Like, I don't know. I sort of felt like there should have been a little bit more to that, because if that happened, hardcore fans wouldn't listen to this guy. Like, yeah, I don't, yeah.
Maybe back in the day, fans were not so blindly following, so they thought about things.
No, look at
Mm.
Beatlemania. I mean, yeah, I don't know. So yeah, it was a shame for me because, like, if Leah, like, if this movie had another half hour to an hour added to it, I probably would have rated this movie so much higher. I wound up on 3.5 stars because yeah, I really enjoyed so much of what I saw. And even just like the whole aesthetic and everything. And oh, and that was another thing as well. Like I love that they addressed that whole thing because, Corinne starts wearing on stage like a see-through shirt and basically her underwear with stockings. And I like how they addressed that whole thing in the TV newsroom, later on, where, it's sort of like um, I'm paraphrasing here, but that whole thing of, if you go out dressed like that, you can expect to be raped essentially. Which yeah, I just think is just one of the most ludicrous things in, human history. But yeah, I like that they addressed that as well. So yeah, no, there was a lot of. I mean, like I would absolutely watch this movie again. Like there's no question about it, and I might enjoy it more next time knowing that.
What do you think of her as a main character? Did you like her?
I did.
Hmm.
Well, I did. I know that she was kind of a, a bit of a brat and everything, but she was meant to be, like I thought, like,
I don't
yeah,
mean as a character written for the screen, I mean as a
hmm
person.
yeah, yeah. Good point. Yeah, like I think overall,
Hmm.
I dug her. Like, yeah, no, I did. I liked her. I liked that she was a very strong person. She like really stood for
Actually, I
what she
should have
believed in and
known
everything.
you would be into that because she's also a bit of a bitch and stole their song. So,
Well, yeah, 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 exactly. So, yeah, no, good on her. No, yeah, I dug her. I
okay
thought,
to steal music.
um,
If you're a strong girl, do what you want.
yeah, exactly. Girl power. Woohoo. Yeah. So, yeah, look, yeah,
Did you
I
like the
dug it.
end? The end, like the epilogue where suddenly
Mm.
the Stains are, going sort of the 80s
Yeah,
look,
yeah.
looking a bit
Again,
more normal hair and stuff now, and
yeah,
just
yeah,
the
yeah.
big shoulder pads and all that kind of
Again,
stuff.
yeah, look, I liked it. And I read
With their
something.
stolen song that's
There was
made them super
something
famous.
about that music video ending that the director had to really fight for it or something. There was something that I read, but
Well, lots of people don't like it because,
mm,
they changed and became just the popular
mm.
mainstream kind of
Oh
thing.
yeah, but I mean, a lot of 80s bands did that. Yeah, no, I dug
Yeah,
it.
no, but the
Again, it
whole, yeah, it's the whole, okay, never mind. You're just, it's kind of that whole, we'll do whatever it takes to get famous, even though it's not what we originally were standing
mm,
for.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. But again, as much as I liked the ending, yeah, again, I was kind of like I wanted more story leading up to, how that came about and everything. Like, I
Mm.
mean, it's probably I mean, yeah, I'd say it's a good thing though
It's
that I.
kind of a, like, what's her name in the Breakfast Club? Where they're just like completely change them at the end.
Oh, Ali Sheedy's character,
Yeah.
yeah, whatever
Or
her name was.
Clea Duvall in The Faculty. It's
Mm,
like,
yeah, yeah.
they changed to become more normal and now they're
Mm.
much better people.
Yeah, yeah. I was going to say before, like, I guess it's, it is the sign that I enjoyed the movie so much that I wanted more to it, So, yeah. So no,
Yeah, I know
I
you
definitely
sound
liked
a
it.
bit harsh for a 3.5
I know
star
I'm
film.
trying not to. I'm trying not to, because I did enjoy it and I would definitely recommend it to people, but just, yeah, be on your guard that it is the kind of movie that kind of jumps a lot of things
Yeah,
to get to.
although from my female perspective, I
Mm.
will say Ray Winstone looks pretty good. And then I was like, bass player's kind of hot. And then I was
Mm.
like, drummer's all right. And then I'm like, they're actually a pretty good looking band.
Yeah, I
Not so much for the girls, like for the
yeah,
guys
look,
with the girls, because they're all so
if
young.
Diane Lane was 17 or 15 or whatever, I'm just gonna stay out of this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is, of course, she did become a very good-looking woman, so there's
Well,
that.
I
But
mean, you can say, I mean, she is very pretty because, like you said, she looks like Julia Stiles. Like, you can say that without it being weird because
yeah, but
that's
the
just
weird
a
thing is,
looks thing.
I think Julia Stiles is like, I'm not gonna say it. You know what I how I feel about Julia Stiles by my reaction here, but yeah. So she looked like a good-looking version of Julia Stiles. That's what I thought.
Oh, is she another blonde with a
She's another.
face?
She,
Ugh.
yep. She to me looks like her face, like she ran full speed into a
Don't,
brick
oh my
wall
God,
and it
you are
just flattened
so,
everything.
no, you're
It
so mean to people.
flattened her face, like it
Yeah,
just.
don't. You're
No.
making it
No,
worse.
I'm making it worse.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm saying that Diane Lane is a good-looking woman. Like how I don't understand where you're going with this, Frankie. But anyway, yeah, I I don't really have much else to say on this one. Oh, that was actually one thing though that I will say that I do really appreciate the fact that they used actual musicians because like so many movies where they have actors playing musicians and they
Mm.
clearly, don't know how to actually play. And so,
Unless they learned it for the movie,
unless they learned it for the movie, which does
like
happen,
what's his name in Sinners?
Sinners, yes, I
Yeah.
know, which is
Wouldn't think that he just
mind
picked up a
blowing.
guitar for that.
I know. Well, a lot of it, like even Delroy Lindo took piano lessons. Like he didn't know how to play piano
Ah.
before the film. Like everybody learned
Mm.
instruments. But there are some movies where
Yeah, I've
the
seen that video of Michael J. Fox in Back to the Future with someone playing what he's
what he'd be.
actually
Yeah,
playing.
yeah, 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 exactly. So yeah, I definitely appreciated the fact that these were real, genuine people and stuff. So yeah, that was cool.
And that the music was good.
And the
I
music was
liked
good.
I like
Yeah.
a movie that you can enjoy the music and afterwards think,
Mm.
oh, I want to look that up and add it to my streaming library and listen to it
Hmm.
some more. I like both versions of the song, even though I have feelings about them stealing the song and getting famous with it. Because I'm like, what happened to the other band? Like, did any like what
Mm.
happened to Billy? Where did
Yeah.
he is he still doing music? Did he get famous in the 80s too?
That's the thing. That's why we need a hour. Actually, maybe they should do a remake of this film. I that
Oh,
as much as I'm
but
against remakes,
but
I think that might work with this film,
mm,
especially in this modern
you
day,
would
like you
have
said, with social
to.
media and stuff.
Oh, but like same kind of music, or do you mean like modern?
Look, I would prefer it to be the same kind of
Because
music.
that you'd have to definitely get the right people working on it to get the
You would,
music to
yeah,
work
yeah,
and the looks
yeah.
to work and everything.
Yeah. Well, if anyone out there has a script standing by in a studio ready to throw money, I have
Well,
directing
see, we do
experience, and
have
I will throw my name into the hat.
in the same kind of realm, you've got Josie and the Pussycats.
Yep.
That's a good movie.
Oh, yeah. Well, mainly because of Du jour.
Yeah.
And that is a hill I will frickin' die on. Like, yeah,
Oh, definitely.
oh my
And
God,
actually, that is
such a du jour
that's how
fan.
you make the whole boy band thing work.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
A group like
exactly.
that.
Yeah. Cool. I do not have anything else to say about Ladies and Gentlemen, the Fabulous Stains other than thank you for letting me watch it. How about you?
Yeah, I think that's everything.
All right. Now listen, should we so Frankie and I do have a little game prepared. Should we do that in the middle of the talks
Hmm.
or just to
Yeah, why
break
not?
things up a little? All right. So we've been doing this game lately where we give each other a pair of movies on other episodes, and you've got to choose one movie to keep, and one movie you can never watch again, and the other movie you've got to watch. What is it like?
No, there's no thing for the
Oh, there's
movie.
no thing for that one. Okay, the other
Yeah.
movie you can just it's erased from existence. So yeah, you got to
Your
choose wisely.
existence. We're not being mean
Yeah.
to the world here.
No, fuck it. Everyone else can suffer as well. But this time around, because we are, of course, doing a kind of a music edition of one of our episodes, we have chosen a bunch of bands and artists and stuff, and we're going to be pitting them against each other now in an epic showdown to find out who will be the last band standing. So.
Yeah, and just to make it even harder for ourselves, besides
Mm,
how hard it is, because music, of course, is so much more like involved in life than movies
mm.
are. Um, and because we might want to be mean to each other. So the loser you can never listen to again,
Oof.
never hear again.
Oh my God.
Um, so if they're in a movie or something, you still can't hear them.
Oh wow.
And
That's harsh.
if and the winner you have to listen to every day. So
Hmm.
if you don't like the choices, it's not an easy decision because you have to pick which
No.
one you would rather have to listen to every day.
Exactly. And yeah, as we discussed in a previous episode, like this is going to be difficult because um, I don't know, for me, movies like yeah, I find a little bit more expendable than music, like
Hmm.
to me, because yeah, it's like I was saying before. Like
I
if you've seen a movie, a dozen times, like you know that movie. If you hear an album a dozen times, there are still times you can hear something new, or you can just
But it's
kind of,
also different. The way it
mm,
affects you is a lot different than
yeah,
movies.
yeah. Actually, I'm gonna throw in an anecdote here. My dad is the sort of person who could never understand why people would watch a movie more than once. Okay, he used to really frown upon me of the fact that, I'd seen Deadly Prey like 20 times and stuff. And I said to him one day, I was like, okay, think about your most favorite albums of all time. Like, you keep going back to them over and over again, even though you know the songs, you know the chorus is coming up, you know a guitar solo is coming up, like you know all that stuff, but you keep listening to those albums over and over again. That's what it's like for me with movies, like, I can still watch them over and over again. But yeah, so that kind of put things into perspective for him. But,
I
that was.
understand your point, but at the same time, for me,
Mhm.
rewatching movies is way different to listening to music.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I totally understand. But I'm just sort of saying that
Yeah.
that's the thing with music is that
Yeah, I
it is
get,
this
like, I don't
infinite
understand people
kind
who
of
do one
thing.
and done with movies, like all movies. Some
Mm,
movies, once you've seen them once, that's enough. But to be
mm.
like that with all movies just blows my mind. Like, all
Oh
these
yeah.
movies behind me, I can't imagine just never watching them again because
Hey,
I've seen them.
same. Yeah, exactly. All right. Who's going first? Because
I'll go first because I usually do.
shit, I'm not looking forward to this at all. But
It might not, well, the early ones might be pretty easy for you
oh,
because I just wanted to pick some that weren't your bands.
all right, bring it on. Here we go.
Okay, your first pairing is the Beach Boys
Hmm.
and Pink Floyd.
Oh shit. I don't like either of those.
Yeah, I thought that you did. I
But I'm
remember how
gonna
annoyed you got that I put a Beach Boys song on the poker playlist that came on one day.
I'm gonna go with the Beach Boys though because at least their music I don't mind it. Pink Floyd I actually dislike though. So yeah, no, that's an easy one. Beach Boys. Yeah.
Okay, Beach Boys or the Beatles?
Ooh, this is
Because you're
gonna
one of those weirdos that
I am one of those weirdos
is
who
not
doesn't
especially into the
really give a
Beatles.
shit about the Beatles. Oh wow. Oh God, I don't know. I I might go the Beach Boys just because their music is a
Oh,
bit more colorful, and I do own several Hawaiian shirts, and so it'd be more fitting like to wear one of those while I'm listening to some music.
surprising.
So yeah, I'm gonna go the
Hmm.
Beach Boys there.
Okay. The Beach Boys or Elvis?
Why are you doing this to me? Like,
Hey,
what?
I'm giving you these are well, I mean I'm not overly into Pink Floyd, but the rest are all
Yeah,
bands I really like. So
yeah. No, that's great. Because again, I'm not really that much of an Elvis fan, but I'll probably pick Elvis because I'm at least there's a lot of familiarity with his songs and stuff, and he did do that thing with his hips, so yeah. All right, let's go Elvis.
okay.
Yeah,
Elvis or Queen?
Queen. Okay, see now at least like that's
Yeah.
that's got electric guitars and stuff in it, and yeah, and yeah,
Um, all these bands have electric guitars. Well, maybe
yeah,
Not
no,
Beach
but
Boys, but
Elvis's electric
yeah.
guitars were sort of those like ring-a-ding-a-ding ones, whereas Queen's like like they had distortion. So yeah, that's how to explain the difference between those bands to a 5-year-old. Yeah.
How does
Anyway.
Elvis's guitar go again?
Oh well, he plugs it, hits that distortion, goes.
That wasn't
It's
what you did
like,
before. Just
oh, you ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. Wow, everyone in this house right now is just probably like, what the fuck is going on down there?
all right.
Anyway,
Queen or Nick Cave?
Queen. Yeah, I respect Nick Cave, but I don't know, he's a bit depressing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Queen or Bon Jovi?
Oh, God. Um. Oh, wow. Okay. That's an interesting one. I don't know. See, Bon Jovi. Every time I try to listen, I'm so sorry, Frankie. Okay, like I know how much you worship Bon Jovi, but every time I go to listen to one of their albums, I sort of find there's a few good songs, but a few songs that I just kind of skip. Like, so I'm actually going to go Queen on this one.
Ah, so Queen, you don't skip songs on their albums.
Oh, I don't really listen to their albums, so I don't know.
So
Um,
interesting that you are judging them both on different qualities.
yeah, yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about right now, but I'm just going to
You
stick with Queen.
just telling me you hate Bon Jovi.
Oh, wow. No, I do not. I do not. Shot through the
Penalizing them
heart.
for not having a banger of every single song on an album and picking Queen that you don't even listen to full albums. Sounds like you
Yeah.
hate Bon Jovi to me.
Well, I hate Queen as well, but no, I don't. That was a joke.
Okay.
I don't really.
Okay.
Shush.
Um,
No.
Queen or Danzig?
Danzig. Yeah. See, now we're starting to get into my territory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I will you continue to be happy about that?
I don't know.
Danzig or soft play?
Uh, 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 oh, you bastard. Because of course I'm keeping in mind that you can never listen to the other
Mm.
band again. Um, oh, it's got to be soft play. It's got to be soft play. Yeah,
I was
I'm
listening to them at work today.
right, right. Yeah, I'm picking them.
Okay, this one's probably going to be incredibly easy.
Hmm.
Soft play or Guns N' Roses?
Guns N' Roses.
Guns N' Roses or actually I'll do this out of order. Motley
Hmm.
Crue.
Oh, you. Um. Oh, shiznit. Uh. Jesus. Ah, I am going to choose Motley Crue because even though Guns N' Roses was the band that basically, you know, opened the door to rock music for me and essentially changed my life, Nikki Sixx is just such a huge inspiration to me, and uh, yeah, and I because the thing with Guns N' Roses is like aside from Appetite for Destruction, the a lot of their other albums have songs you can skip kind of thing. Whereas Motley Crue, I find there's a lot fewer skippable songs. So yeah, I'm going the Crue.
Okay, and then just to be on theme, Motley Crue or Metallica?
Mot uh, but yeah, Motley Crue because Metallica had like what five good albums and then
I did think that you would pick Motley Crue, but I just wanted to do Metallica last
yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
of this episode. But I
No,
did
that's
originally
fair
have
enough.
them earlier, and I had Motley Crue as the final
Right, right.
battle.
So Motley Crue has won out above everybody, have they?
Yeah.
Oh man, there are so many people out there that are just like, you fucking killed Queen for Motley Crue, honestly. Like,
I
yeah, well, I'm sorry, people,
don't
but
know. Are there that many people into Queen? Like enough
yeah.
to have that opinion?
Oh yeah, Motley Crue is
That
considered like a trash band. Like a lot of people frown upon anyone who likes Motley Crue. So, but I don't care. I'm standing by that. So there you go. All right, it's your turn. And
Mm.
coincidentally enough, my first two bands I've got on here are Guns N' Roses and Motley Crue. I'm
Oh,
not kidding. That is.
two bands that I don't know particularly well.
Hey, you gave me the Beach Boys and fucking whatever
Okay,
else it was.
well,
So.
yeah, I know like what five Guns N' Roses songs and
Mhm.
two Motley Crue songs.
That's not the
Um,
point.
I'm gonna pick Guns N' Roses because the first song that comes to mind of any of those bands is November Rain, which I remember was massive when it came out. So I'm
Was
gonna pick Guns N' Roses.
all right, fair enough. For your next round, Guns N' Roses or Bon Jovi?
Bon Jovi.
Yeah, okay, that's a no-brainer. Oh my God, we've got so many of the same bands on now. Um, yeah, okay, well, I'll just keep going. Bon Jovi or Soft Play?
Bon Jovi.
Yeah, of course. Um, all right. I we're coming down to Bon Jovi or the Sex Pistols.
Bon Jovi. I do love the Sex Pistols, but
That
again,
hurts my soul.
it's a few songs versus I should say I'm thinking of Bon Jovi as in up to these days
Yeah, no, that's fair
because I
enough.
don't really
You,
know their recent stuff. It's
yeah,
not
yeah,
as
yeah. No,
good.
that's fair enough. Bon Jovi
Still a bunch of
or
albums.
The Damned.
Bon Jovi.
Okay.
Love The Damned, but again, just
Mm-hmm.
not as many
All right.
songs.
Here we go. This could be a game changer. You got to think about this one. Bon Jovi or Mr. Bungle.
Bon Jovi.
Oh my
It's
God.
it's Mike Patton, but Mr. Bungle, I don't know a lot, does not have as many good songs. Except for
Okay.
I would be very sad to never hear Sweet Charity again, but I don't know
Oh,
Mr. Bungle overly
it's
well.
it's not so much that you killed Mr. Bungle, it's how fast you killed them. But anyway.
But
All right. Well,
Bon Jovi's like the certain songs and albums are massive in my
mm,
life.
all right.
Mr. Bungle's weird.
Oh, I'm just glad you didn't pick Bungle for any of my shit because like that probably would have
I
ended
didn't
up.
actually. Wow, I just completely omitted Mike Patton. That was.
Yeah, well, I didn't because coming up next, Bon Jovi versus Faith No More. Now, come on, don't let me down
See,
here.
this is hard because
No,
I
it's not.
really, I,
It's
I,
really not.
I really like Mike Patton's voice, obviously,
Can
but
I pick for you?
I also don't know Faith No More
They're
as
going, aren't
well
they?
as I know Bon Jovi.
They're gone, aren't they?
See, the thing with Mike Patton is he has so many projects that if you get rid of
Oh
one,
yeah.
there's still so much. I still don't, I can still listen to him.
I should have just picked Mike Patton in like in general, but I didn't. But anyway, I'm not going to change it now. So
But,
Faith No
you
More are
know, that
gone.
would only get rid of his solo stuff. Yeah.
Faith No More
Yes.
is go shit. All right.
Yeah. Oh, so
Um,
sad.
by the way, I'm not even. I'm going to go through my entire list. I don't give a fuck how many. This is too much fun. Bon Jovi versus Marilyn Manson.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Um, except it's just I paused because I was obsessed with Marilyn Manson when I was a
I know you
teenager,
were.
but I was obsessed with Bon Jovi before I was a teenager.
Yeah.
And I I think it's easier to lose Marilyn Manson's voice than it is to lose John's voice because
Oh, wow.
hmm,
All right. Look, I'm going to scrap Nine Inch Nails because I know exactly where this is going. All right, here we go. Bon Jovi versus Pearl Jam.
do you know what? I might have picked Nine Inch Nails. Um,
Shit.
I'm gonna pick Pearl Jam.
Oh, Bon Jovi's finally gotten
Yeah.
KO'd. Ding, 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 ding. There we go. All right. I've got a feeling. Actually, you know what? There's two bands on here I'm just getting rid of because fuck it. I know that they're not going to have a stand a chance. This is going to be a really interesting finale. Pearl Jam versus Soundgarden.
Oh, Soundgarden.
Yeah, exactly. All
Chris
right.
Cornell, like best voice ever.
All right, here we go. You ready for this?
Oh, I thought that was the finale.
No, 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 no.
Your
No.
finale is multiple rounds. Okay.
No.
Didn't realize you.
Soundgarden versus Poppy.
Oh, Soundgarden. This is me, not you.
And
How
this
can you
friendship's over.
compare Poppy to Chris Cornell? Like, come on.
Very easily. Okay, here we
Ugh.
go.
You would pick Poppy over Soundgarden?
In a heartbeat. Now, here we go. This
Whoa.
is the last one.
Hmm.
Soundgarden versus Muse.
But like I said, Chris Cornell is the best voice ever, so I can't get rid of Chris Cornell.
Sorry, I know you said Mike Patton, but it just sounded like you said
Although,
Chris Cornell.
no.
Weird, weird.
See, the thing is, I could still listen to Chris Cornell's solo if I got rid of Soundgarden, but
That's true.
Soundgarden are good all the time, and Muse, like their
Mm-hmm.
first four albums are amazing, but
Mm-hmm.
their latest stuff's not quite as good
Right,
as
right.
the early stuff.
Okay.
So, yeah, I can't. I
So
mean,
we
I love Muse. Muse were my favorite band for ages, but
Oh, I know that. That's why I
I
left
can't,
them till
yeah,
the end. So they're gone?
yeah, yeah.
Soundgarden wins.
Soundgarden, so good.
Wow, there we go.
Oh,
Ah.
do you know what? There was a pairing I thought you might do that would have been really hard, and
Oh,
you
what's
didn't go
that?
there.
What's that?
My latest obsessions, um
Yeah, which one?
My Billy and my Bruce.
Oh, well,
They
yeah,
would
but they're
be
only
pretty hard.
recent obsessions,
Yeah, I
so
know. But if I had to pick to get rid of one of them, it would have been really
hmm.
hard.
Well, they
But
can breathe
you
easy
you
tonight
actually
because
picked some that were really easy for
oh, I
me
know
that
that.
obviously were
That
hard
was
for you.
intentional. No, that was intentional though. I mean, yeah,
So
but
you just wanted to talk about Poppy.
oh fuck yeah. No. Not really. But anyway, so yeah, congratulations to Soundgarden and Motley Crue. Yeah,
It's not surprising.
not surprising at all, no.
I thought it was
Yeah,
fun.
it was fun. Anyway, we are now moving on to our second film in this little episode, which is a movie from 2013 called Metallica Through the Never, directed by Nimrod and Tal, who did, was it Predators and Vacancy and a couple of
Still have to
other
watch
shit
Vacancy.
films. Yeah, Vacancy was pretty good. Um, Now, yeah. So this movie is it is like nothing you've ever seen before. It is a concert film, there's no doubt about that. But it stars Dane DeHaan as a roadie, who is just is known as Trip. And so he turns up at the venue at the start. Well, actually, some drunk dude in the car park turns up first, but um, anyway, so Trip turns up and skates his way in. I love how he absolutely stacks it in the car park as well. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but like it looks amazing. Um, it makes his way in, and see the okay. So the reason I love this movie so much is to me it really feels like you've gone through an actual nightmare because it has some of the most surreal, weirdest shit that does never get explained, and I love that to death. I so yeah, Trip walks in. We're sort of introduced to the band members. First of all, in the car park, James Hetfield goes past in one of his hot rods, in sort of slow motion, just looking at him real cool. Then he walks into the venue, and then Kirk Hammett, the guitarist, is like talking to some technicians, but there's blood on his guitar and it's dripping on the floor, and it's just sort of like, what? That's really weird. He then makes his way past. Oh, hang on. I can't remember the order. Lars Ulrich, the drummer, walks past him in the hallway and kind of looks back at him like there's some familiarity, like he knows him or something. But then I love the shot where he goes past Robert Trujillo, the bass player, in kind of like this weird sound chamber, and there's just like the when he's standing in it, it's vibrating. Like the rest of outside is not vibrating, but he is, and it's just sort of like, what the fuck is going on? Anyway, so the concert starts, and uh, in my books, it's some of the most freaking awesome concert footage ever filmed. The whole thing was filmed with 3D cameras. I watching it for this episode was actually the first time I've ever seen this movie in 2D, and it definitely lost a little bit because this thing was shot in 3D. If you ever get a chance to watch it in 3D, it is fucking mind-blowing. This is actually the benchmark film that I used to show people when I was demonstrating my 3D TV. So the concert starts. Trip gets asked to go across town because there's a van with something that the band needs. So they give him a gas can because the van's run out of gas. And yeah, essentially he's got to make his way over there. But throughout the course of this, just yeah, really weird shit happens, which we will get into shortly. But yeah, what did you think overall? Like, did you fucking love this thing or
And now I can talk.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry. This is
Well,
oh
I was just going to talk about Metallica before we even
yes.
get into the movie,
Yes, yes.
because, like I said, you tricked me into watching a concert.
Did not.
I, um, my thing with Metallica, I'm like casual fan. I've heard
Yep.
some songs.
Hmm.
I knew three of their names, and I had a guess of who was who, besides James Hetfield, of course.
Right, right.
And yeah,
Hmm.
like I don't know what I was going to say with that, but my
Oh.
memory thing that I have with Metallica is when I was a teenager, I had friends who liked Metallica, and the song Nothing Else Matters got played to death and
Hmm.
actually annoyed me.
Oh, wow.
And when that came up on the concert, I actually like flashed back to my friend lived um out of town a bit, and it was like this road that basically goes up a hill, and there's
Hmm.
a reserve at the top, and we used to be friends with people that lived in the street, and we would go up to the reserve. And so I just remember like a car radio with that song playing while we're standing around like drinking and talking and whatever. And I was
Hmm.
just like, it's that Metallica song again. And actually in the concert, there's probably my like least liked song. Like I think
Hmm.
that's a weaker song.
No, that's fair enough.
So
Uh,
yeah, so it's interesting that you just made me watch a concert. But I mean, I don't dislike
did
them.
not.
I just you know, although I do also have Beat Saber, and they released a Metallica pack with 17
Mm.
songs. So I've been listening to them.
Hmm.
I haven't played them all yet, but
Yeah,
so I
yeah,
know
right.
some songs from that. And of course I
Right.
know For Whom the Bell Tolls from the
Hmm.
Spawn soundtrack. So a different version of it,
No,
which
you
I
don't.
I really like that song, and it's weird to me to hear the Metallica version because I'm like, it's kind of,
Oh, hmm.
it's hasn't got the electronic kind of beat stuff.
Well,
It's just,
oh
yeah.
my God, this is blasphemy.
Anyway, so
My history with the band, I got into them with And Justice for All, which I probably got into around '89. I think that was a year after that album came out, because I started getting into rock and metal around that time.
I think I was
And
listening to Michael Jackson at that time.
and then when the self-titled Black Album came out in 1990, oh, hang on, or was it? No, that was 91 that album came out. That's right. I fondly remember Triple J, one of Australia's like best radio stations. They actually played the album in its entirety upon the day of release, and I taped it on the radio. Oh, fuck, I'm old. I taped it on the wireless with my reel to reel.
Hey, that's what we did.
That's what we did. And so I had the album on a cassette tape, and then I remember the next day I had to go around to my grandparents' house and paint their fence, and I listened to that album like non-stop throughout the entire lengthy process, and yeah, I just couldn't believe what I was hearing because it was more of a rock album, it was like, but a really good rock album, but then for me, like the band kind of changed their style and everything, and they, ditched the sort of thrash metal roots and went a different direction. And yeah, they kind of lost me throughout the 90s. But yeah, I'm still a huge fan of their first five albums. They always will be.
How many
And
albums do they have?
Altogether, so there's the first five going to the Black Album. Then there was Load, Reload, Fuel, Death Magnetic. Oh, what else was there? Well, the most recent one was that Yellow 172 or whatever it was, which is
Yeah,
actually pretty good. I actually don't mind that
I did
album.
really like a song off that one. I
But they've got a lot
remember
of
listening at one
EPs and
stage to see
stuff
like,
as
who's this
well.
band you talk about?
There was like the Garage Days Revisited EP as well, which I got into just before the Black Album came out, which had like a crushing version of Queen's Stone Cold Crazy and like a whole bunch of really great songs. So yeah, no, I am definitely a pretty big fan, but yeah, so let's talk about the movie stuff though, okay? Because I
Yeah.
mean,
Well, I
that's
just want to
that's what we're
say
here for.
first,
Mm,
this movie's on YouTube, and I
yeah.
started playing it, and I'm like, this sounds pretty crap. And I turned off my soundbar, and
Mm,
my TV speakers are obviously not as good as my soundbar,
hmm.
but the mix of audio was better through the TV speakers. So I was like, oh, there's a bit of
Ah,
energy to the music now. This is a bit
right,
better.
right.
But then I remembered I had paired my headphones with the TV to when I watched Skinamarink and I wanted the full
Hmm.
like sound design thing. So I
Mm.
went and got my headphones, and that was good because then it sounded good and I could also turn it up a lot louder because it's contained. So I did that. But yeah, I actually would have rented it for the better sound quality, but it's not
Mm.
available in Australia, so I couldn't.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not streaming, and I mean, yeah, I've got a Steelbook Blu-ray. Like, I mean, that's how much I fucking love this movie. But I didn't realize that the Blu-ray in it was only 3D. It does come with a DVD copy, and I was like, ew, DVD. But I thought, all right, like, I'll slum it for the night. So I put the disc in, and it would not play on our freaking PS4. So I was just like, I don't know how I'm going to watch this movie. And then I just thought, look, as a last resort, I'll have a look on YouTube. And yeah, someone's uploaded like a HD version of it to YouTube, which is still there after like a year or whatever. And
Yeah, I know. I was
um,
worried when I went to watch it. I was like, I hope it hasn't suddenly been
yeah,
taken
yeah.
down since you watched it.
So it is actually on YouTube, which is
Mm.
really, really cool. So
Yeah, so it
yeah.
started playing, and then I was like, because I didn't look up anything about this,
Hmm.
because why? I was going to watch it,
Yeah, yeah.
and so it started, and I'm like, is this a real concert that they filmed and then they put stuff in it, or is it like a they just got fans or whatever to come and specially filmed it, and obviously it's specially filmed, but at
Oh, yeah,
first you
yeah.
don't know that because it just looks like a normal concert,
Hmm.
except when it moves to Dane DeHaan standing on the
Hmm.
stairway getting into the music before he's
Hmm.
called away. The people around him do not look like they're at a concert. They just really look like, hey, let's get some like rock people that look like they'd be into Metallica and put them in
Hmm.
the background. And it just was weird because when you see normal footage, it looks like people at a concert. Although
Right, right.
it didn't feel like a real concert to me. It felt
Oh,
like
okay.
it did
Because it
as it went
was.
along, but
There's
at
actually
the
two
beginning,
concerts.
yeah, but the energy just didn't seem like you would expect. It did
Okay.
later, but in the
Mm.
early couple of songs, and that's why I was questioning it. And
Right, right.
then when I realized it was not real for sure was when his microphone crackles and dies. And when
Mm.
that happened, I was like, oh, I hope there's not an issue with the YouTube video or the headphones. Like, what's going on with the sound? And then I
Yeah, yeah,
realized
yeah.
it was in the thing.
Yeah, so as the concert progresses, yeah, so first of all, James Hetfield has like a mic issue, and then there's all these little kind of technical things that happen. Then it just like, escalates to a full fucking like the stage collapses and all hell breaks loose. And I I actually thought that they did that just for the movie, but what I didn't realize is that was actually part of Metallica's shtick on that particular tour. So they actually did that with every show, like, where it would
Like
then,
with the guy on fire.
yeah, 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 yeah. That happened at every
Because
show.
when the
And
statue fell, I was
mm,
like, is that meant to be a something going wrong? But then they didn't react,
mm.
and I was like, okay, no, it's just part of the song that it breaks apart.
Yeah, yeah. So no, that was actually part of the tour, it
Hmm.
turns out. So
I
um
did find because at first when you said it cuts to like Dane DeHaan doing stuff in between
mhm,
the songs, I thought there would be perhaps more of the other stuff going on.
mhm,
And when I realized it would just be like 10, 20 second flash of stuff happening, and then I'm like,
mm.
that's when I realized you're making me watch a concert film.
Yeah, no,
Also,
I
I
didn't.
don't know if it's because, well, they like teased it with the blood off the guitar and the bloody handprint, but I've
Mm,
been watching The Walking Dead and I just started reading Stephen King's Cell. So when
mhm.
I saw that, I was like, oh, it's going to be a zombie thing or like some kind of
Mm.
virus making people go nuts. And then no, it's just some protesters and some police
Yeah,
until
so
the weird guy on horseback shows up.
so as Trip is driving through town, and like he looks on his rearview mirror, and there's like this sort of creepy doll sort of a thing there and stuff that he
Mm.
has. And anyway, he gets to a intersection and slams the brakes on, like, because he's going too fast or whatever. And then yeah, all of a sudden the van that he's in just gets absolutely railed from the side by another car, where you get this like amazing shot of the van tumbling, like the cameras inside the van going around and stuff.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
surprised how he was able to get up and walk away from that.
well,
It looked
because,
pretty intense.
yeah,
Yeah, but
um,
it's not real. Yeah, I know.
yeah, exactly. And I'm trying to make a joke about supermodels going camping now because they're pretty intense as well. Get it? Pretty intense.
Speaking of pretty,
Yeah. Anyway, wait, what? Speaking of pretty, what?
yeah, Dane DeHaan's got a bit of a pretty face
Okay,
because
well,
I
there you
was
go.
realizing
Yeah.
that he doesn't have a lot to do in this film
Hmm.
except act with his expressions. Like he's really good at just, yeah,
Hmm.
having that look in the eyes and expression on the face because
Hmm.
yeah, he's just pretty much walking around reacting to things for like
Yeah, yeah,
in the beginning part.
pretty much. So anyway, so he's making his way on foot, and like then look, yeah, just nutshell version. Like at one point, he sees a horse walking along. Like the streets are all empty, by the way. Like it's all really surreal. This horse going like dragging a person behind it. He winds up, yeah, like you said, in the middle of a massive protest, which is
I
never
don't know if you
explained.
had the same thought as me. There's like all the
Mm,
protesters on one side, all the police on the other side with their shields and some
mm,
German shepherds, and you could tell that, they were about to go at each other. And
mm-hmm.
my only thought was, Oh, they better not hurt the dogs.
Ah, yeah. I think that thought did cross my mind, but I love how whichever song was playing on the stage at the time, it escapes me now. But I love how the police, like as the camera's going along, like they're bashing their batons against their shields in
Hmm.
time with the music, shit like that. I just fucking love so goddamn much. I love the bit where Trip like backs up to the building and goes through the door, whatever, and like there's the sort of elevator
Oh.
music stuff going on inside as a
The other
contrast.
cool thing, when after his van gets hit and he's laying inside it still
Hmm.
looking out, they're showing the what are the screens from the concert with the army
Mm.
guys walking along. And then
Hmm.
they do that really cool, is that the song one?
Yep.
That's that one
Yep.
where they've got like all the pyrotechnics coming
Yeah.
up and then the lasers are like guns shooting and then the
Yeah.
the fire coming out where the guns are
Mm.
hitting and then there's like a red light that's like the helicopter light.
Hmm.
Like that would have been so cool to be in the room for all that
Oh,
stuff
wouldn't it?
going on.
Like, yeah. Like the last time I saw Metallica was in 1993 when they yeah, it was just I mean, the stage setup was amazing, but they didn't have anything like that. I mean,
Mm.
the fucking stage in this thing, with it is basically a gigantic TV screen, is crazy. Like yeah, this is what I mean. Like, yeah, sure, it is part concert film, but I thought it was a really good concert film. Like, I've read comments from people who have said that they're not even that really big into Metallica, but they still found it,
Yeah, and
exhilarating.
that is why I made the Muse comment because so
Mm.
many people are blown away by their live show, and people that are not
Right, yeah.
overly into the band will have an
Hmm.
amazing thing at their concert because
Oh
they put
yeah.
on such a good show.
Yeah. So in the middle of this protest, there's this figure on horseback who's like this gigantic beefy dude with a kind of a World War I gas mask looking kind of thing, who yeah is like like lassoing people with a rope and stringing them up to hang them and shit. And so yeah, Trip goes to kind of help someone out and like throws a rock at this dude, and then the dude just becomes fixated on him. And I love that tension, I love that whole thing of like, and again, it's kind of like a nightmare, where the 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 creature is coming after you, sort of a thing, and so yeah, it becomes like this pursuit thing, um, and was it the
That's when he finds the truck.
yeah. Of course, so he finds a truck. He opens up the back, and there's a brown leather bag in there that I actually only found out recently was actually one of the personal items of Cliff Burton, who was the original bass player who passed away from a bus crash shortly after Master of Puppets was released. They were on tour in Sweden, and he died, which was very tragic. So yeah, apparently that bag belonged to him. So yeah, he gets the bag, and that's when the is that when
Well,
the
there's the guy waving at him
oh, that's right.
along
Yeah,
the
there's a guy
road.
waving down the
Yeah.
street. Yeah, but he's a distraction because yeah, all of a
Yeah, but
sudden the
that was no,
fucking
I really
army
liked
of
that because then the
yeah,
guy on horseback comes, then the
yeah.
crowd comes, and then the waving guy like yells out, but it fits in really well with whatever the song is
Hmm.
playing then, and then they all
Yeah.
yeah start running.
Yeah. Now is this the bit where Trip then gets cornered and sets himself on
Mm,
fire?
I
Yeah.
think so, yeah.
And again, just so weird. Like, so yeah, he's cornered in this alleyway, and so he douses himself with the petrol that he's got in the canister, and then yeah, like holds a lighter out, and so the mob is kind of backing away a bit, and then yeah, he throws it down and sets himself on fire. But then it goes to this surreal moment where he's sort of falling in water and stuff, and it's like,
Yeah, and he's fighting them and they're beating him up even though he's burning
yeah,
and
that's right.
until he's in the water and then he's fine.
Yeah, then it cuts back to the concert again. And yeah, so then later on, yeah, he's fine. But again, nightmare. He finds himself on this like a car park rooftop, and that's when he has the major conflict. Oh, actually, got to go back. There's something in movies that always disturbs me more than anything, and that is the sight of people hanging. I That is just something that fucking does me over. I can handle people getting torn apart with a chainsaw, I can handle guts getting ripped out, I can handle anything. People hanging, I just can't do. And so, of course, there's that moment where
Mm.
earlier on when, yeah, after Trip, you like, throws the rock at the guy and everything, and he makes his escape and he runs down a street, and there's just like a dozen people hanging, and it's just like, oh man, yeah, that bit really gets me every time. But I like the fact that it gets me. You know what I mean? I like the fact
Mm.
that it has that sort of thing with me. Um, so yeah, he has the confrontation, which just looks fucking spectacular. So I'm just trying to remember exactly. So um, okay, you watched this sooner than
I
I did.
know,
So
but I wasn't expecting to do a full play-by-play, so I
oh yeah,
don't
I know.
remember everything that happened.
Well,
I just
anyway,
Oh, but one thing I did note, when his little doll becomes a little stop motion
yeah, yeah.
guy doing
Like
stuff.
he gets the horse dude's hammer, doesn't he? And like,
Yeah, well, that's the
yeah,
other
that's
cool thing. Then he bangs the ground and all the buildings'
oh, and all the
windows
buildings
shatter.
around just fucking go like,
Yeah,
yeah,
that was
oh, that
really
looks
cool.
so amazingly cool.
Hmm.
Yeah, so he winds up defeating the horse dude and yeah, makes his way back. By the time he gets back, the concert is over.
Yeah,
He
so before we
mm,
get to the very end of the movie,
yes.
yeah, let's go back and talk about the band.
Let's go back and talk about the band. Okay. What do you want to say?
So I
Because
had fun trying to guess who was who
right.
because until James Hetfield told me because I was like I know one's called Kirk and I know one's called Lars and I'm like which one is Kirk and I was going backwards and forwards but then
Wow.
Hetfield was like Mr. Hammett and then there was a
Yeah.
guitar solo so I was like
Hmm.
okay it's definitely him with the curly hair
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then I just figured because of his personality I'm like okay Lars must be the drummer.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, he's
He was
definitely
so cool. He's so like
awesome.
happy and energetic, and I love that he kept standing up all the time while he was
Oh yeah, he
drumming
does
and doing
that.
things.
Well, he's
I'm just like,
Danish,
I
so what do you
love such
expect?
energy. Well,
Danish people are awesome. Um, for the record, I'm half Danish, so there you go. Yeah, and so Robert Trujillo is well,
yeah, I'm
he
sorry that to him because he's the only one. I was like, there's four of them. I only know three names. I don't know who the other guy
well,
is.
Metallica's got a history of bass players. So after Cliff Burton, there was a guy named Jason Newsted who was my favorite bass player. But then they got rid of him, and Robert Trujillo came on board. And if our friend Steve is listening to this, he's going to be sitting there going, when's he going to mention Dusty Balls? When's he going to mention it? So you know how Rob has this signature, what they call the crab walk, where he like squats right down low. Like he did that a lot in the film, like where he's like right down low like that. Yeah, we gave him the nickname Dusty Balls because if he's down that
Yeah,
low and the floor is
yeah, I
dusty,
get it.
like you
Yeah.
get it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So he's Dusty Balls. But funnily enough, like, I mean, this dude is now the longest running bass player in Metallica, like out of everybody.
I
So
find it funny that everyone's doing the like black shirt, black pants, whatever. And like in the end, when they're just jamming for the credits music,
yeah.
and he's got like a tracksuit jacket.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
like,
Um,
odd one out.
so yeah, so with that end part, so Trip comes in.
No, no, hang on, we
No.
haven't
Oh,
finished.
we haven't
We were just
finished.
talking about the band. Do we
We
want
gotta
to
talk
like
about the
talk
band.
about the
Come
music and
on.
everything before we talk about the ending? Because we just
No,
talk about the ending
yes.
at the end.
Yeah, now come on. Like what do you got to say?
I did discover a new song
Hmm.
that I quite liked,
Which
and
one's that?
it's Cyanide.
Yep,
The
yep, good
one with
song.
the coffins.
One of the newer
It's
songs. I think that was off Death Magnetic, but which was actually not a bad
yes.
album to be
Because
honest.
I looked it up and I listened to it. Mainly
Right.
the music, and then I heard the line "Death won't you let me stay," and I'm like, oh, that's interesting lyrics. I don't
Hmm.
know what all the lyrics are. I haven't read
It's
what
got
the
a
song's
great
about,
rhythm.
but the music was so good, so that's where I'm like, I
Mm.
have to catch a line that I can Google to figure
Right,
out
right, right.
which song it's from because I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
know that one. So that was really good. Most of the
Hmm.
others I knew or you
Hmm.
know, didn't really need to know. But
Hmm.
yeah, I do like, you know, that whole like really chunky guitar stuff.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
it's really good. And sometimes they flash to the crowd and there'd be people just standing completely still. And I'm like, how can you just be completely still with music like that
I
playing?
know.
Especially if you're like right there for a live
It's because they're
concert.
Canadian. Because the show it was actually filmed across 2 nights in Canada. So Canadians are very peaceful people. So maybe they just didn't have that aggressive sort of nature to
It's
them.
not aggressive, it's just moving to the beat of
I
music.
know. Look, whatever. Uh,
Anyway, and I do
did
also
you?
like that Hetfield is so tall and has such long legs.
Mm,
So yeah, it's kind of cool when he does the wide leg
mm, yeah, yeah.
pose.
Do you think this movie made you a little bit more of a Metallica fan?
Well, it was nice to see them live. I mean, I've
Yeah.
been getting into their music. I listened to them a bit at one stage when we were talking about
Mm,
them, and then I've got the Beat Saber pack, so
hmm.
I'm going to be listening to other songs.
Yeah, right.
I've been playing my favorites, but eventually I'll get to 17, like such good value that they gave so many songs in that pack.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Can we get to the ending now?
Okay, right. Yes.
So Trip comes out, like he goes back in the venue, and it's over. The crowd's gone, the band's gone, and everything. He goes and puts the satchel down on the stage, and that's it. Earlier on though, he did look in the satchel, and it was that whole
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction moment where there's just a glowing light in there. So we don't find out what was in it,
Oh,
but
I didn't notice a glowing light.
there is a glowing light in there.
Okay.
But there is a common theory.
Well, I was just going to say the thing that annoyed me is that you don't find out what's in the bag, and then it ended, and then the whole credits thing happened, and then
Hmm.
at the end they show the bag again, and I'm like,
Hmm.
okay, now we can find out what's in the bag. No, then it just stops.
Do you
It's
want to know
just,
what's in the bag?
yeah, what's in the
I
bag?
will. I will tell you what's in the bag.
Hmm.
Now, this isn't official. This is just the most common fan theory, but I love it. And it goes with the whole idea that the bag belonged to Cliff Burton because so the common theory is that the bag contains the soul of Cliff Burton. And you're processing this right now.
Well, okay.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Well, I
Um,
mean, I don't know him, and
oh,
then, but
you'd love
then
him. He was a real
I
hippie
just
looking dude.
also kind of feel like
He wore
he's been
flares.
trapped in a bag this whole time.
But the something else that supports that theory is that the instrumental that the band is playing at the end was a song called Orion, which was so back in the early days, Metallica always had an instrumental on their albums that was written by Cliff Burton. And so yeah, that whole musical number was one of Cliff Burton's pieces. So yeah, it's essentially kind of a tribute to him. And so yeah, there's a lot of people who speculated that the
Yeah, I would rather have it be something that's similar to that, that's not his soul trapped in a bag.
fair enough. I like the idea. I think it's really cool. I
Hmm.
because it sort of means that like he's back with the band in a way, like like, yeah. Um,
Hmm.
anyway, yeah, as you can probably tell, fuck, I love this movie. I love that it was like nothing I'd seen before. It was such a beautiful melding of
I will just say for
concert
an
and
average
trippy,
viewer
weird
that
nightmare film.
there's I didn't nightmare is a strong word.
I'm standing by it. I honestly, I
Okay.
will absolutely
Well,
stand by it.
I would say that build up is more than I would think. It's a lot of it is
Hmm.
little flashes. There's less other stuff than I expected in between the
Mm.
concert footage.
Okay. Yeah.
So, you built it up a bit much for that.
Fair enough.
And yeah,
Um,
it's interesting but it's very little bits and pieces. It gets more interesting when the guy on horseback turns up, but it's
mm,
still not, yeah, it has
mm,
some moments, but
hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't know. It spoke to me. This was my kind of film. Like yeah, I like I said, I watched it three times the first time I saw it, three times in the one week. And yeah, if you ever get a chance to watch it, I don't know how you'd ever watch it in 3D, but oh my God, I can't recommend it enough because yeah, the 3D is just stunning. Not just the movie stuff, but even the band, like the concert footage in 3D is like yeah, it just looks insane. So, yeah,
Oh,
no,
question. What is
yes.
James Hetfield like as a person? Because I know
Interesting.
he does the whole like really intimidating presence on stage and the
Hmm.
voices and stuff. And I'm
Oh,
just
look,
like, is he
from
like hardcore guy or off stage? Is
no,
he
no, no,
like
no.
like really different and just happy?
Everything I've seen, yeah, he's a really nice guy, but he does have issues. There's actually a documentary that I would recommend so strongly called Some Kind of Monster, which was it was a documentary
Yeah,
about
I
the
remember hearing about
recording
that.
of one of their albums. I can't remember which one. And yeah, basically everything fell apart, and James Hetfield was at his lowest point with alcohol addiction and stuff. This documentary pulls no punches. Like it is raw. But Hetfield and Ulrich were just at each other's throats constantly. Like it was really awkward for the rest of the band and stuff. Like, yeah. But look, in general, yeah, he seems like a really cool guy. I yeah, yeah, but that's just from what I've seen in interviews and stuff. So I don't know. I've never met the guy. Um, Lars seems like he's got quite an ego, but I mean, the dude is just one of the most insanely talented drummers. And I know there are so many people who, like, just if you ever get a chance, have a look on at the amount of hate this guy gets on the internet. Like,
Yes.
because like so many people say that he's the world's worst drummer because he improvises a lot. He just like does a lot of
Oh,
fills and things that
what's wrong
aren't
with
on.
that?
Exactly. I know. Like, oh, because it doesn't sound like he played on the album. Like he's putting in fills and stuff.
Uh,
Fucking so what?
yeah.
Kirk Hammett is a absolute nerd. Actually, he's probably like the quietest person in the band. Like he's like a massive obsessive of old school horror movies, which you can see on his guitars
Yeah, he
how
was really cute. There was something when oh, that's what I liked when all the stuff happens and they just get really intimate in like a circle around the
yeah.
drummer and Hetfield was like, "Hey, it's just like in our garage or something," and Kirk
Mm.
just smiles and yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it was just fun.
And yeah, Robert Trujillo as well seems really cool. He's played with
Mm.
a lot of bands. I think Suicidal Tendencies, I think he was with them. He's played with who else? I want to say Ozzy Osbourne. I can't remember now, but yeah, he's played with a shitload of artists and stuff. So, yeah, he's really talented. But yeah, no, they're not a bad band. I reckon they've got quite a future in this industry. So yeah,
They're one of those bands, like, when you discover a band and then you're like, oh, they've been around for decades and they have like
mm,
20 albums and,
mm.
it's going to take so long to go through them all. Although, see, I completely different, but I've been getting into Bruce Springsteen and then he just released that, besides his million albums, he released that Lost whatever thing that's like 5 hours worth of music.
Oh, right, wow,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
mm.
add that to the 20 million albums. And I still haven't even listened to everything yet. And
Yeah, right, right. Yeah, no, look,
so yeah, it'll
I
take me a while to get through Metallica.
the thing with Metallica is I love the band so much, but like they're touring Australia next year, and I was offered to go, but like the tickets are like $300 or something,
Yeah,
and
that's just what concerts are
it's
now for big bands.
yeah, I don't love them that much. I do regret they played
Even
one
if
of
they
the
put on a show, are they still putting on fancy shows
well,
like
I
that?
don't know. They did play at Soundwave several years back, and I actually skipped them to watch. I think it was The Offspring and Blink 182 because I kind of thought,
Wow.
Metallica. But I thought, look, Metallica's going to be playing, most of their new stuff, which I'm not that into. So, eh. Yeah, I then saw the set list and it was like
Mm.
90% old stuff. I was like, oh, God damn it. But the good thing with that band is that they actually release the audio from their shows to buy online. So I
It's
actually
not the
purchased.
same.
I know it's not the same, but I still purchased it and had a listen, and I was like, yeah, God damn, I wish I'd seen that show. But yeah, I just can't justify like $300 to go see them. So as much as I love the band, yeah,
Just don't be like with Soundgarden, where I mean, I was lucky I saw Soundgarden in the 90s, but
mhm.
when they reformed, they came out here, but they only played Big Day Out, and
Right, right.
I was at the age where I was like, oh, I can't be bothered. It's such
Mm,
a effort and energy to go to Big Day Out, and it's the middle of
mm.
summer, and you're dying from the heat and all of that.
Yeah.
So I didn't go, and I thought, oh, they'll probably come and do it like a normal tour later on, and
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
never gonna
right.
happen. So.
No. All right, so closing up, what would you give Through the Never out of 5 stars?
I don't know. It's hard for me to rate a concert film. It's kind of like how I find short films hard to rate, and I
Hmm.
find documentaries can be hard to rate, like
Hmm.
because it's music pretty much.
Mm.
Or it's a
Yeah.
short film. If you put all the little bits together, it's a short film, which I don't rate because I find it there's just not enough in a short film for me to
Mm.
really
Yeah, yeah.
judge.
I take into account the
I'll give it
overall
a heart.
experience.
I enjoyed watching
Um,
it.
yeah, yeah. No, I mean, I was watching this late at night, like Kylie, my wife, she's sleeping next to me, the kids are asleep and everything, and like I'm just sitting there on the bed. My foot was tapping
Oh
so
yeah.
hard to the point
I
where I was
knew
like, I hope I don't wake anyone up.
I
Uh,
knew not to watch it last night and I watched Fabulous Stains instead because I'm like, I
right,
can't watch
right.
this at night because I have to go to bed after and you
Yeah.
don't
Oh,
want to
yeah.
listen to music like that. And yeah, like
This
just
movie
watching it
amps me.
today, I was like tapping my leg or I was like sitting up on the couch and like fully moving depending what the song was and
Cool.
stuff. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that's awesome.
it's that kind of music.
Um,
Like I said, you can't stay still with that kind of
oh
music.
God, no. So yeah, so look, I would strongly recommend this movie to fucking everybody.
Who
Just
likes
saying.
Metallica?
No, even if you're only a no, because like I said, I've shown this movie to people who
Well,
were.
yeah, but they obviously don't dislike Metallica because otherwise, how could you
Oh, look,
stand
yeah,
to
if
listen to
you
that music for
if okay, if you dislike
yes.
Metallica, I would not
Mm.
recommend this movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you are
If
in
you don't
any
really
way,
know
shape, or form a
Metallica
rock
like me.
fan or a metal fan or
Mm.
whatever, like yeah. God, I can't recommend this movie strongly enough. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it. And I'm gonna shut up about this movie now, believe it or not. All right, we're done.
Yeah.
All right, it is time to turn off the amps, unplug the instruments, and throw the drumsticks into the crowd. I hope you caught one. No, thank you to everybody who has been listening to our special rock and roll metal edition of what's it called now? Major Look. That's what it's called now. So
Maybe
yeah.
we should do some themed ones more often.
We should do some theme ones more often. Yeah, I definitely
Mm.
think so. Yeah, I think we should next do one with the films of Margot Robbie, but that's just me. So I can
That's no, you're no, well,
watch like the
no.
one film that I haven't
You,
seen or
but you're
whatever.
confusing it with. But
She
yeah,
is a
I haven't
theme.
seen that one film to give you to watch.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Mm.
I don't even remember what the one film. I think it was Peter Rabbit too. But anyway, yeah. All right, we are out of here. Keep your eye out and your ear out, and we'll keep everything out for more episodes coming up soon. Because we do that we week to week on Fridays. We drop episodes like they're hot. So yeah, I'm rambling. All right, stay safe, watch lots of movies, listen to lots of music, and bye for now.